have been.
Where did you dig up that old fossil?
Going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
That's no move.
We're all fine here now, thank you. How are you?
Welcome to the Star Wars Nerds podcast. I'm Dan Vadabonker.
And I'm Kenton Larson.
And Kenton, I want to start by reading a text. We were texting earlier this week. Star Wars Nerds, what are we going to talk about? And you said, I quote, "Sure, I don't know that we've got news. I'll have to look to see." And it turns out we have news, Kenton.
But then you left out the part where you said, "Oh, go online and see what's new with toys." And I was like, "Oh, okay.
Fine, we'll talk about toys."
I said, "Fine." Yeah, I was like, I don't think there's even been that much in that arena, to tell you the truth. So, and then later in the day, Ian McCausland included me on a tweet, and he said, "I'm not normally a Star Wars fan, but this gave me the chills." And I was like, "Wow, what's this? What's this thing that he?" I was like, "Oh my God, it's the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer!" Like, pardon me. And I was so taken aback and surprised by it. I think I watched it 10 times in a row.
Oh, really?
Pretty much. I was just like, each time I watched it, I was kind of, I'm very taken with it. I think it just looks fantastic.
Well,
but I just couldn't believe it. Like, it was such a surprise.
That it just kind of came out of nowhere. Like, there was no indication they were going to release it. Nothing coincides. There's no Star Wars Day happening. We're still a few months out.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the best time to drop a trailer.
Oh, I think, well, it definitely got traction. And,
absolutely.
And
people are paying
I watched
attention.
it over and over, as I say.
Yeah. And I will say, and I kind of figured you would do that. I know you, Kenton, I know you were watching that over and over again. So I took the opposite approach. I've only watched this once. When you texted me and said Kenobi trailer is up. And it's funny because I was actually in the station at the college where we used to record this podcast during normal times. And I was setting stuff up for the student. I'm like, oh, awesome. And I didn't have my laptop there, but there was an iMac in that, with a nice big screen. So I'm like, hey, I can watch it on that. Wasn't connected to the internet. The internet was down. Go figure. The internet was down at the college. So I had to use my phone to watch it, which is fine. I watched it on my phone, and that's all. That's it. I just watched it once on my phone. So we're going to watch it now. I'm sure you have a lot to say about it. I've got some thoughts just swirling around basically about the whole thing based on this, just the overall vibe of this, which we'll talk about afterwards. But let's watch this trailer together.
Then we'll slowly. I mean, it doesn't take long to go through. It's a short. It's a
teaser, really. It's only a minute 46. So it's a teaser. So we'll get a longer one probably on Star Wars Day, right? I guess we're wrong about every single thing with regards to like when this stuff is coming out. So we'll get a bigger trailer, a longer trailer later. But let's watch this now, and then we'll talk about it.
The fight is done. We lost. Stay hidden.
The key to hunting Jedi is patience. Jedi cannot help what they are. Their compassion leaves a trail. The Jedi Code is like an itch. He cannot help it. Where is he?
Chills. I have chills the whole time.
Great.
Whole time. Okay.
Awesome.
And that's again only the second time I saw it. I was reacting to a lot of this stuff as it was coming up.
It looks like a great movie.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Okay, again, that's what I'm. My first thought. This is a sequel to Revenge of the Sith. That's what this is. It's not like it doesn't feel like a series like Mandalorian or Book of Boba Fett. This feels like a movie trailer. This is going to be a 6-hour movie that we're getting here.
Do we know?
I believe it's 6 episodes. Yes, I think they have said that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris. Wow. But I think that, this feels like just a straight up sequel to Revenge of the Sith, just the way Book of Boba Fett was a sequel to Return of the Jedi, right?
Yeah. and you've got it freeze framed on the first shot, and that completely, remember that trailer? I think it was Last Jedi with Rey, and they show the close up of the terrain, and then you see her hands go on it. You realize, oh, it's a small, and the stones rise or whatever, and you realize, oh, it's small. That's what that opening shot really reminded me of.
Yeah.
Is that idea? But and then you see Obi-Wan on his EOP.
Is that what that's called?
EOP, also known as the. I think that's the same beast that gave us a big fart in the Phantom Menace.
Right on. Well, there you go. That's probably a throwback. It's probably a callback to Phantom Menace, right?
Oh boy, I sure hope we get a good rip roaring. You know, I hope that's what happened. If George Lucas were directing this, then that's how that scene would end.
Yeah, but for me, the first moment of like, oh my God, was this when we see him? He's watching the farm where Luke is growing up, and you see this shot of Luke, like, oh my God, he's sitting there like pretending he's racing. It's just like Anakin, right? It's just like Anakin on the pod racer, and he's sitting there pretending to be flying something, and you know, he's Luke.
Oh, it's Luke. I mean, his hair he's got dark hair. So I kept asking, is that really Luke? But it is. That's supposed to be Luke.
The sun bleaches his hair, right? The sun bleaches his hair when he
that's
gets
right.
older.
And ages people rapidly.
Exactly, as we've determined. Yes, we said that before. Tattooing is very hard on your skin. So that was just so cool just to see him.
Yeah.
And they think of like the simplest things and they execute it so well. Again, just simply having Luke at the same age Anakin is in the Phantom Menace, being just like Anakin is, and it's just like he's just like his dad. He's just like his dad.
Oh, it's so good, and I can't believe they gave us Luke in the trailer.
Well, maybe we're gonna see him a lot, right? Maybe this is just gonna be an ongoing thing where he checks in every day, and we're like, you and I are like, oh, they're not gonna show us. They're not gonna show us. But as we've learned, they'll show us anything at this point, right?
I don't think we're going to see lots of Luke. I really don't. I think we'll only see him from the distance that we see him in the trailer. I just don't think Luke has much to do at this point because he's a kid. And I think Obi-Wan's watching him from afar. We know Uncle Owen doesn't want Ben Kenobi around so much. So he's watching him and he's making sure that everything's okay. He's checking in on him. But
why doesn't he want around so much?
Remember, he says, "Oh, that crazy old man." Remember in
he's just a crazy old wizard, but
he's just a crazy old man, like kind of like stay away from him. Like he doesn't.
But I think that's because he doesn't want Luke to go off and be a Jedi. That's why he's saying that, not because he doesn't like Obi-Wan. Oh, that's why. Yeah, you're right. That's why you're saying. Yeah, that's why he doesn't.
At this point, yeah. So it's not. They understand that who they've got there could be a big problem, and a problem in many different senses of the word. So, but I love it. I love seeing Obi-Wan looking down upon the homestead.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no idea. Did we know that there was any kind of cliff of any kind to look at the homestead on? I mean, I don't think we did we?
I mean, I don't think we've ever had a 360 shot of the homestead, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, who knows how far away he is, but it's clear that there are like cliffs and dunes, and there's a varied landscape apparently at Tatooine. I'm trying to look up. First of all, the next kind of major shot is this shot of the Inquisitor's ship. Did you recognize that immediately as that?
No, I knew it was a bad guy.
Yeah, it's clearly a bad guy ship, but I did not know what that was. But it is the Inquisitors that we've seen in other iterations of Star Wars. Rebels, that video game that came out last year, the year before. The Inquisitors have come up quite a bit actually in the other stuff, not in the movies.
And that's the home base of the Inquisitors. I don't know. Have we ever established that in Rebels or anything? I didn't watch it enough to.
I don't know that we established that, but certainly we have established that buildings can rise out of water in Star Wars, and they like to build things underwater for some reason, usually on planets in which there's no land, as far as I know. Right. So that's probably Inquisitors. It's certainly in the Inquisitor ship. Now this is this Darth Vader?
No, that's the Grand Inquisitor.
That's the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah,
this is not Darth Vader. I thought this was Darth Vader first. This guy right here.
On first viewing, I thought for a minute it was. But it's you see in the background, it's the other Inquisitor there.
Oh yeah.
And so I think this is just like the team of Inquisitors they're looking for either Obi-Wan or they're looking for Luke Skywalker.
But this dude with the white skin is not Darth Vader.
No.
I totally thought it was him. Like when you think about Sebastian Stan.
It's not. It's definitely not because he's got the Inquisitor marks on his
right,
head.
and the markings on his forehead as well. Okay, I was like totally, oh my god, Darth Vader, because if you think about like Sebastian Shaw when he has his helmet, he's got all white pasty skin, right? So you think if they're going to show a young Darth Vader without his mask on, it would look kind of like that. Oh man, I totally thought that was Darth Vader. Okay, well, I was wrong on that.
He would not be walking around without that.
Without a mask on, he can't. Yes. So then we see Obi-Wan. I gotta start thinking of him as Obi-Wan again, because it's been so long since we've seen him as Obi-Wan, right?
Oh yeah.
Like I've seen him look like this more often, just as Ewan McGregor than anything else. So it's gonna take a minute for me to get back into this headspace. Like this is Obi-Wan.
That's amazing, and he's on. And that's got to be. If you go back to the Inquisitors around the table there, that's underwater. If you look.
Oh yes, that is right. There is clearly underwater.
Inside of the tower, we've got. 3 Inquisitors sitting around the table, and the Inquisitor with the lightsaber on his back. That guy, and that's the one that turned into a helicopter in Star Wars Rebels. What do you think? Are we gonna see some chopper action going on?
Don't we in the trailer? I thought we saw something like that in the trailer.
Well, we see it go spinning around, but we don't see them like in Rebels.
Yes,
you can use it like a helicopter. You could just hang on to it.
It actually cuts through the air like helicopter blades do and lifts people up. That's right. I don't know. I think that's too silly for live action. I don't think he can pull that off in live action. That's just a cartoon thing. But that's a good point. That is a cool. I think for sure we'll see them spinning around. Now, this is the person I was trying to find. I can't find her on the cast list. I know her from Foundation. Foundation on Apple TV Plus. She's in that as well. Of course, we don't know her name. I can't even find her on the cast list, but clearly she's playing like someone who's hunting down, trying to find Luke, right?
Yeah, she is also. Is she also an Inquisitor? I would imagine.
Maybe she's an Inquisitor, but she doesn't seem to have she looks a little more human than the Inquisitors. Like this guy looks like pretty. He's got tattoos. He looks pretty badass. And most of the Inquisitors look like that. She looks a little more normal. So I suspect that, and I'm just completely guessing here, she's going to be turned and come back to the good side and help Luke somehow, or help Obi-Wan.
You think so?
Yes, I think she will start on the dark side and come to the light side before this. I'm just guessing, just based on what I've seen her play in other shows. I'm guessing she doesn't usually play bad guys.
Rupert Friend is the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah. Oh, is that the case? That's the guy. I was mixing up my Ruperts that time.
That's right. There's lots of Ruperts running around.
Rupert Friend. Okay.
And I'm just going through the list here. There are some people. There's 16 cast members who have been identified on IMDb. And once again, it's very difficult to see who's who. Every time you go on to IMDb and try to find an actor, it's hard to identify the actor you're looking for.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
And they also when they're wearing all kinds of makeup and stuff, it's hard to tell who people are. So we'll figure it out when it comes on. We'll figure out the casting and stuff. But certainly it looks amazing. Like this looks amazing. Now I'm disappointed. Totally thought this was Darth Vader. Oh, I'm kind of disappointed. I don't care about this Inquisitor guy.
Hang on a sec. Go back and pause it. Go back and pause it.
Okay.
Where he's spinning.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's people online, and I don't think they're right. There's people online saying, okay, like he's spinning his lightsaber here. Who's he spinning it? Who's facing him? And they're doing head comparisons with Tamura Morrison.
Oh, come on.
I think this guy's wearing glasses.
Oh, no.
He's got something stuck to his head. I do not think this is Tamura Morrison.
Well, he's also got hair, doesn't he? I feel like he's got hair.
I mean, you could say like back in the day.
I guess. I mean, it looks like
he's got crap on the back of his head.
He's got it looks like a Matrix port.
Right.
Or something. I think they're reading way too much into the back of this person's head, to be honest. Who cares who it is?
The head-to-head comparison is pretty convincing, but it's not. I'd be shocked if this was Boba Fett.
I don't think they need to draw those comparisons. By the way, Boba Fett would have his helmet on. Or are they saying it's one of the clones? Are they saying it's one of the other clones?
I've not seen
like Rex or anything like that. He could be one of those.
I never even
right?
thought of that. I never even thought of that. I suppose that this could actually be Tamura Morrison playing a different clone, but how confusing are we going to get if that?
Well, I mean, that's what you would have to do in this case. If this is Tamura Morrison, it would be him playing Rex or one of those other main clones that came out of Rebels. Because
One of the Bad Batch with the
the Bad
glasses
Batch,
on.
yeah, the Bad Batch, yeah, one of those guys, because those guys are all active at this
Ah.
time, right? This is 10 years between. I'm pretty sure all that stuff is going on at the same time. But anyway, regardless, it's a cool scene with the spinny lightsaber. And then Between Darkness, and then we see this shot, which
cool.
looks like a cool downtown Coruscant. This dude, this Inquisitor dude, who I'm pretty sure this is the same character from Rebels, right? This guy with the weird hat.
I got all my numbers of brothers and sisters mixed up.
Yeah,
I don't know which one this. I didn't watch Rebels as a regular viewer. I saw it from time to time.
Yep.
So yeah, that's that guy. And this the name of this planet is actually in the Entertainment Weekly piece that came out yesterday. It is not Coruscant. It's got a different name, and I can't remember. It starts with a D, and I just can't remember. It's not W because that's George W. Bush, but it's something like that. Dimya. That's something.
Okay.
Like
So we have here the Inquisitor with Stormtrooper. So this is kind of during I guess this is like the hunting down, like whatever is loose out there, right? They've already killed all the main Jedi. Now they're just out there trying to find all the ones that have survived Order 66.
Right.
So this is him out looking for them, I guess. So do you think they're looking for Obi-Wan? Then they must be looking for Obi-Wan. They couldn't know about Luke. They couldn't know about Luke. Darth Vader doesn't know about Luke yet.
Who knows? Maybe the Emperor sent them.
Yeah.
The Emperor knows more. The Emperor knows more than Vader. That's always the lesson. So until we see sort of, but yeah, you're probably right. Like it's probably they're hunting down, and they even say the voiceover even says the trick to hunting down Jedi is a patience.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. So and by the way, is this Uncle Owen? We see Uncle Owen earlier watching someone being hanged, it looks like, or maybe force choked.
Mm-hmm.
And is this oh my god, go back before the scene. Okay,
that's so fast.
Yeah, it's so quick, it's like a blink of an eye, but there's something in that shot.
I'm gonna go straight in my frame. This is fun.
I am going out on a limb on this next shot. Because I think this is exciting. If you go back just I
can't. It goes back too far. Oh. It's like literally a frame. Maybe that's a better shot because you can kind of see it clearly. It's a spaceship anyway.
It's I actually think it's 2 escape pods.
Oh, it is. Yeah, you're right. Oh, I should have just waited for the shot to go off. It is 2 escape pods.
It's 2 escape pods. So here I am out on a limb. This show starts right where Revenge of the Sith leaves off. That is Obi-Wan in one and Yoda in the other one. Yoda's going to Dagobah. Obi-Wan's going to Tatooine.
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, I guess my question is, do escape pods have the ability to go between planets and stuff like that? Because I thought an escape pod just goes to the nearest planet, but they do seem to go in a different direction. So maybe that is something. Or maybe Yoda doesn't start on Dagobah. Maybe he starts on another nearby planet to Tatooine. Who knows? But that's not a bad guess. I mean, that's you kind of assume that's how they got there, right? Is just by escape pod. They're not going to land and make their announcement, oh, I'm here. So they're just going to land by escape pod. There
is a deleted scene in Revenge of the Sith that shows Yoda landing on Dagobah. They removed it from the final movie, and he is in a craft that looks something like that. So that's why I think this is going to start with Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda.
Okay. Right,
going their separate ways.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Having a conversation, and then they're going to go off, and then oh wow. But we did not get any Yoda in this trailer. There's no indication that Yoda will be in the show at all.
Okay, go back. There's another thing here that people are saying online, and I don't think it's right. Okay, the alley with the person's coming out of the shadows. Okay, see the person on the left?
Yep.
Okay, online, I don't think this is right, but online, people are guessing that this is either Han Solo or Cassian Andor.
Because of the gun.
Yes. I just don't think so. If I were to bet, I would say more Cassian Andor than Han Solo. That's not really Han Solo's gun.
It could be just a common kind of gun, like really, like I mean, this is like it's Solo. The one thing about Solo that bothered me one of the things is that they made such a big deal about that gun when he breaks it down and hands him a gun. Here's your gun. I'm like, I never really thought of Han's blaster as being an essential part of his character. It's just a gun. Right. You know what I mean? And I think this is just a gun, and this is just a guy with a gun. I don't think it has to be a character. I think it might be Owen. It might be Owen in the right? Because
Kind
clearly
of
Owen's involved.
off-world.
We keep seeing Owen in all these shots, right? So clearly he's involved in this story.
But not off world. We don't see.
No.
Owen
This is on
anywhere other than
Tatooine.
Tatooine.
But
No,
this is
is not
Tatooine.
Tatooine.
Oh, this
No.
isn't? Oh, I thought this was
No.
like rooftops of Tatooine. Kind of looks
No,
like Book
I
of
don't-
Boba Fett.
No, I don't think so, because you can see the graffiti, the neon graffiti in the background.
Neon graffiti. Oh yeah, they don't do that in
See what I
Tatooine.
mean?
They don't have
And
neon
actually,
graffiti and birds.
There's another thing in this, and that's the symbol on the wall. And once again, I have no idea what that symbol on the wall is. And I saw people saying that's Ahsoka's symbol, but I don't think it is. Ahsoka's symbol is like the pattern on her.
Yeah. No, I think it's just
So
something
that's-
we'll find out what it is. Is it like the rebel symbol? Kind of looks like the rebel
It
symbol,
might
but
be that. It might be a symbol for like, remember the Mandalorian searches, watching the symbol, but I'm not suggesting that this is Mandalorians. I think this is probably some symbol about a safe house for Jedi, or maybe something like that. But I don't believe, like, right away everyone's trying to read into like Han Solo's in this, Ahsoka's in this, and I don't know, but I'm the same, because I'm like, Yoda's in this, but I think there's more evidence for that than for all this other stuff. I don't see. To me, that does not look like Tamira Morrison. This doesn't look like Han Solo or Cassian Andor, and this doesn't look like a symbol other than maybe Rebel Alliance, maybe,
but it could be like an early draft of the Rebel Alliance. So at least this is the first proof. They went through some revisions before they finalized it. I think that now, okay, I had all this stuff prepared to talk about Vader, because I thought I could have sworn that was Vader. This is why I should have watched it more than once before starting the podcast. That backfired on me, but that's okay, because I still want to talk about it, because we know Darth Vader's in this series. Do you think that we will see Hayden Christensen without the mask on, because you have to? But do you think that when he has the mask on, it will still be James Earl Jones doing the voice?
Yeah.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah. There's no reason why you wouldn't. It'll be James Earl Jones, and I think that we will also get flashbacks to Clone Wars era stuff.
Okay.
I think we will see Anakin Skywalker doing stuff that we've never seen in live action in the Clone Wars, which the Clone Wars, which kind of got edited out, but it doesn't appear in Attack of the Clones,
right?
And pretty much, I guess the first scene in Revenge of the Sith is like the end of it. Pretty much. And
it's a lot of content, right? Like, it's so much stuff happened. What was it? A 2-year period? 2 years between those two movies?
This is our only chance to kind of do it.
Yeah.
So I think we'll get that. Now, I don't know, how do they cram all of this into 6 episodes? I don't know, but if you got Hayden Christensen in this, you got to make use of it.
Yes, for sure. And I got to say that, so one of my thoughts was that they may have, I thought James Earl Jones, he's getting older. He may not want to do it. So they may have they might just have Hayden Christensen do the voice and have him voice modified. Like, they can probably make anybody sound like Darth Vader now.
Not a chance.
All right, fine.
It's going to be James Earl Jones. If the guy's got a laptop and a mic,
you can do it.
Who doesn't? Then you can.
I just can't picture James Earl Jones saying Darth Vader's lines into a laptop.
For sure. Of course, that's what it is. It's like he walks to the bathroom and then he comes back. You do not know the power. Then he walks to the kitchen, makes some coffee, comes back. I find your lack of faith disturbing. Because like next.
One other thing I want to mention is I love the use of Duel of the Fates in this. It's so good. It just got me so pumped.
Yes,
and it just very clearly said what this is. This is absolutely a direct sequel to the prequels. This is meant to continue that story. This is not like it's not, I guess it will be a new thing, but it very clearly states where this is. And I think that's good for a lot of people to put that into context. So it's going to be nostalgic for everybody who was a kid when the prequels came out, right? It works. All that nostalgic stuff we loved about the Book of Boba Fett is going to work on that level for all those people who were kids, and I guess for us too. I still have nostalgia for that.
This is also original trilogy. This is the bridge between prequels and original trilogy, and now that Star Wars is firing on all cylinders on Disney Plus, I think all bets are off in terms of what we might be able to see. I just think they sort of figured out. And I'm glad they figured out the balance between nostalgia and new stuff. And not just that, like one of the problems with George Lucas's prequels, Yeah, and everybody sort of can pick out their own favorite problem, but one of them was that it didn't make you look at Star Wars any differently. It didn't make you go, oh, all this time we thought this, but it was actually that, or this, but actually C-3PO was pulling all the strings. Like, we never had anything like that. And what I'm hoping that this show does is it lets us see something that we already think we know, but in a new context. And the fact that we thought we knew the last time Vader met Kenobi, we thought we knew what that was, and we were wrong. So I hope there's more of that stuff in this show.
Is that just his canteen beside him? Am I reading too much into that?
I kept looking at that shot too, but I think is it just a moisture evaporator?
I think it's just something. I think that's just his canteen bottle.
Oh no, or that's the Eopie in the distance.
Oh, maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
Again, this is what happens when we read too much into it. We're like, oh, what is that? What's that? We're looking for all these details, and we're just starved for like.
I know what this is.
What?
He lives in this cave. There's a picture of Obi-Wan sitting inside the cave on Entertainment Weekly. That's what we're looking at.
Oh yeah, we should go look at that right now. The Entertainment Weekly piece.
Oh no,
yes.
well, we missed the last shot.
Oh, sorry.
Look at the last shot.
Sorry. That's right.
And it's what I like. The last shot is just a close-up of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it looks like the fan film that's on YouTube. That's what I like about this.
Yes, it does. Yeah, it does. And honestly,
that stupid fan film keeps popping up in my YouTube recommendation. I shouldn't say it's stupid. I've never watched it, but it looks a hell of a lot.
Well,
like
it looks real. The problem is it looks real, and if people, everyone thought it was real. So, and it's interesting when I go to look up Obi-Wan Kenobi. So many videos. This video, the actual one from Star Wars, from the actual Star Wars channel, is like the 6th result because everything else has been pushed down because everyone else is reposting it or posting reaction videos, and you know, it's so. One day we're going to talk about kind of this whole reactionary. I guess we're part of it as podcasters, but just this whole, like, we got to get it up. We got to react. We got to do something just to try and drive that views or clicks or whatever people want on their content, right?
Yeah. And the instant live stream to discuss what you just watched, and it's crazy. And you know what? Batman came out last week. And
I didn't go see it.
No, what I can't help but note about that though is hype. Greatest movie ever, best movie, amazing movie, you'll never believe. And then it's a few days later and we've all moved on. Like the idea that a film comes out and that it takes any longer than a couple days to like fully hit everyone who wants to see it and talk about it, it's ridiculous. It's so fast. So I what I like about these Star Wars shows on Disney Plus is the week to week wait, the discussion, the thought about that comes into each episode. It's so much better than if it all came out at once. We would binge it and then we'd forget everything. Like, even as it is on a week to week basis, we're always like, what was that? Like, did so and so happen? Like, we think we've seen stuff, or we're sure we've seen stuff that we haven't, et cetera, et cetera. And I like watching Star Wars this way. It makes me really happy that they're doing all of this stuff, and I hope they keep doing it. I guess that's what's been driving most of people signing up to Disney Plus. So to go, and we can be thankful to the Mandalorian for all of this great Star Wars content.
And to John Favreau, really, ultimately, who got that all going. I did not go see the Batman as promised because of the runtime. I took one look at that runtime and said, "You got to be kidding me! It's a 3-hour movie.
It's 3 hours.
It's a 3-hour Batman movie. How can you possibly take 3 hours to tell a Batman story?"
Well, the Riddler has at least an hour's worth of jokes, so there's 1 hour.
I couldn't do it. I'm like, I was literally almost ready to go to the theater and watch it, and then we're like, 3 hours. I'm sorry, I can't. Like 3 hours. I really hope this trend goes away of these 3-hour movies, because this is not good for. It's not good for theaters. No. People are not going to want to sit in a theater for 3 hours. If they're going to do that, they have to bring back the intermission. They have to do that and have intermissions built into the movie like they used to do, because that is just not gonna, for something like Batman. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna sit there for 3 hours.
You know, it's not Lawrence of Arabia.
Even that I would say is too long. Like, there's certain things you can cut out, right?
It's no Gone with the Wind.
That's right. That's right.
Too long.
Yes, even that's too long. Come on.
Atlanta should have burned in like 2 minutes.
They could have cut that fire down, way down. Okay, so here's, and you when I first logged on to this Entertainment Weekly, you saw this and you were excited to see this, which says Holy Sith exclusive first look at Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi. So here is the shot. So I should have realized when I saw the headline that the shots we saw in the trailer weren't Darth Vader. And this is just basically, I mean, it doesn't look like anything new necessarily. It's just Darth Vader standing in front of his thing, his chamber, right?
But there he is.
Yes, there he is.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Just holy, like we've got all these bad guys running around who look like they're absolutely terrible and tough to deal with on their own merits. But then you got this guy, whole other ball game.
Yeah. And now here's this is the story. This is the Entertainment Weekly story. Now you said this is the last issue of Entertainment Weekly.
Last print edition.
Right.
Oh, it's over in print. So I'll probably buy this issue if I see it in print. I'll pick it up. I've got all the other ones. So this would be a nice way to kind of tie them all together. But it's sad that it's the last print. I used to subscribe to Entertainment Weekly, and I noticed on my my Phantom Menace Obi-Wan Kenobi Entertainment Weekly cover that it was being sent to my apartment in downtown Winnipeg. So I had a subscription for many years to Entertainment Weekly. So I'm sorry to see it leaving print, but it will live on in digital form.
They've got this kind of cool animation on it on the website that I can't see fully because of the horrible advertising. But it's cool. They actually put this little glow on the like, how do I get this? Anyway, whatever. We had this complaint last time. Yeah. Return of a Jedi. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
So that's a great shot of him with the lightsaber. And yeah, and I haven't read this. You've read the piece, obviously?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, the piece is the piece. There's not much in it. It's all photos.
Yeah.
It's all photos. And so Obi-Wan peeking around a corner. And we get the name of the planet in a caption to one of these.
Okay.
So there he is.
Obi-Wan in his cave, living in his cave. Now, we don't see him in a cave in the movie. He's got a house. Maybe he just moves at some point, I guess. Hey.
Well, yeah. I mean, the Tatooine real estate market. I mean, you have to live in a cave for a while before you're going to find yourself a.
Right. You got to turn that cave. You got to flip that cave, turn a profit on it before you can get yourself a nice little concrete hut or whatever they live in there.
That's right.
And then we got some stuff from the old movies. Here's some shots of him feeding his, what's it called again?
His Eopie.
Eopie? Do you think his Eopie is going to have a name?
I believe it's pronounced Eopie. Yeah, it probably will have a name. Ooh, I guess they're still releasing some photos.
Oh, Moses Ingram is Reva. Yeah. Moses Ingram is Reva. Okay, she's the one from Excellent Foundation. And Reva, it sounds like Revan. Or maybe it's Reva. It sounds like Darth Revan, right? It really makes you feel like that's meant to kind of encapsulate that. It's kind of like recapping everything, kind of similar. It's done in such a better way, though. When we're talking about clickbait and how awful it is when it just kind of basically says the facts of who Obi-Wan Kenobi is and all this stuff, this does it in a much better way because it explains the backstory and then it kind of explains what this is going to what's going to happen in this show. So it's really, really cool. Look at it. Now, I just want to see, I still can't find that name of that planet. That's it. There's nothing that says the name of the planet.
It is. It is under a caption. I know it is, but
maybe it's
but they've been updating this page.
Yes, that's right.
That might be the problem. It might be gone now, but it was start with a D.
It just says Ewan McGregor as. It doesn't say. Maybe they changed it and just like maybe they weren't supposed to say that. Hey, maybe somebody made a mistake and then they changed it.
I don't think so. It was there all day. I mean. I don't think so.
Oh, Christensen bought a farm in the Canadian countryside.
Oh,
didn't know that.
It's next to Tom Green.
Oh, does he really?
Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Tom Green just bought a farm.
He did. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
That's why I thought he did. I'm like, oh, it's like a place where all the celebrities buy farms in Ontario. Yeah. So they talked to Christensen, Ewan McGregor. Yeah. No. Keep going. And this is from the old movies. This is a little video of like, I guess, all the clips of the old one. I don't care about the tackies.
It's the awkward banter from the beginning of.
Yes.
Look, you clicked on the ad.
No, I don't want a tacky ad. Tackies are awful.
By the way, what we are experiencing right now is what everybody experiences when they try to find something on a goddamn internet page, which is ads popping everywhere. I'm the ad instructor. It's driving me nuts. It's driving me crazy. No. What?
That's it. Oh, wait, is there more? No, this is the explosive rise of Peaky Blinders. So it's taking me into Peaky. It doesn't even break now. Is that what they do?
No,
Scroll down for the next article. They don't even change the page. Anyway, that's it. No, we'll find out. We'll find out later, I'm sure. So very cool stuff. Very exciting. Oh, man. What is it? What is it?
It's Daiyu. Daiyu.
Okay.
And so that's and that's the one that's and I confirm
That's the city
that
planet.
It is it's the one that it shows up in the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer. So that is the one that looks like Hong Kong.
Yes, it's okay with the neon.
That's it. Yeah.
It looks like Hong Kong and Godzilla versus Kong.
Right. Which, by the way, I saw the end of that and it's absolute garbage.
But it is neon. You can't deny it is absolutely neon.
Yeah, it is. That cannot be denied.
All right. Well, anyway, I can't wait for this to come. It's May 25th. So we're still a couple of months away from this. And again, we'll see more trailers. I'll watch this a few more times and see if there's anything else I notice. And I'll bring it up next episode. And I'm sure you'll do the same. And then we can have a conversation about toys, Kenton. We can finally talk about the toys we want to get.
I know.
No, you don't care about it. You're just like all about Obi-Wan.
I want more Obi-Wan stuff because it's so exciting.
It is very exciting. Well, we'll definitely get some toys. I'm sure we'll get that as the show approaches. So, and then we'll go back to doing week by week analysis like we did for Book of Boba Fett. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait.
All right. That's going to do it for this episode of the Star Wars Nerds. I'm Dan Vadabonker.
I'm Kenton Larson. Don't let the Force hit you on the ass.
I'm taking an awful risk, Vader. This had better work.
Where did you dig up that old fossil?
That's no moon.
Now I am